All right, and welcome back. I am the King of Do, and I'm here with your 2018 predictions. I've got some good tips and advice for you guys too going into the new year. The markets are going crazy, and it's going to be a fantastic year. We just have a whole new slew of adopters that have a lot of money in their bank accounts still. And so I'm really excited about next year. I think a lot of the people that just came in the market are people who are going to be holding, and it's going to be an exciting time. We've got some of our first people coming in. We're just going to wait a moment and kind of let people just kind of mosey on in. And while we're waiting, we're going to go ahead and kick it off over to my new intro here. So looking forward to being with you guys through the rest of this year, through next year, and riding this on up. It's going to be a good time. Let's do this. All right, and welcome back. And I'm the King of Do, and I'm here with your guys' predictions today. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the chat screen here for you guys as people start rolling in. Go ahead and feel free to ask any questions that you guys have. It's going to be a little bit before people roll in, but I'm going to be going ahead and posting this live stream as well. This one's for everybody. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So my first coin, my number one coin right now, the one that I'm all about, the one that if you don't have this one in your reserves, you're going to be missing out. But before I get to that, I want to kind of lay out why I made these choices, okay? If you subscribe to my stream and stick around, you're going to learn a lot about a lot of coins that I'm very interested in and are in my portfolio. What I wanted to do for this video is really identify some ones that are safe but major potential gainers for next year, okay? So I kind of narrowed it down. A lot of this isn't just me, guys. I've been studying really hard. I've actually paid a lot of money for additional training, education, gathering multiple opinions, multiple resources, and identifying what is going to be the best investment vehicle and opportunity. So I can tell you right now, by just watching the stream, you're probably going to get, gosh, I don't know, $1,000 of free advice and training that basically I've disseminated it down and simplified it for you. I've been spending the last 2 months doing this as the market's been climbing. I've been diving in. I already had my positions in place, so I just spent a lot of time figuring out what's going to happen next year, what's happening next, focusing on the future, and not worrying so much about the now, because if you're worrying about the now, you're probably bleeding in the streets right now. So here we go. The first coin, and again, I'm looking for coins that are safe, yet going to offer massive percentage gains next year. And the first one is Litecoin. Litecoin right now, it has a massive marketing campaign that they're about to roll out. It reminds me a lot of what Dash did last year when Dash was under $200. Go look at Dash now. So they're in phase one, and it's kind of cheesy right now as they're ramping it up, but the timing is not a joke. You guys have heard the rumors out there that they're going to be announcing some big news. Charlie Lee can't keep off his Twitter. So there's a lot going to be happening with Litecoin in the next year. And right now is a great buying opportunity with this dip. Make sure that you add that one to your portfolio. What I already see happening, and maybe you don't see it, is that because Bitcoin blew up, and because the prices got so high, things like that, basically, all of us traditional people that have been around in blockchain for quite a while, we're starting to use Litecoin for all of our transactions now. So basically, it's taken like hours sometimes to send any Bitcoin anywhere. It costs way too much. And so a lot of exchanges, many exchanges, actually trade in Litecoin the same way you trade in Bitcoin. So what you're starting to see is a lot of people switch over to Litecoin and become more familiar with it. And a lot of people bought it. You also have this weird quirky thing where people are like, I can't afford a Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down half today. People say, I can't afford a Bitcoin. And you guys know that that's people that haven't been around a while that see it that way. They don't understand you can buy part of a Bitcoin. So people are just going to go and buy a Litecoin. I know so many people that are getting a Litecoin for Christmas this year. It's just silly. So Litecoin is one to be looking at. I'm really excited about what they've been working on for a long time, the potential partnerships they have. They have a great brand recognition. And right now, guys, I gotta tell you what, that's so important. Do not, for a moment, disregard the fact that Bitcoin has been built on a beautiful brand. And everyone knows what it is. It's the one thing that you can talk about with someone and they could say, yeah, I've heard of that before. Well, I could tell you this time next year, people are going to say, oh yeah, I know about Bitcoin. That's old news. But have you heard about Litecoin? That is what's going to be talked about next Christmas. It's going to be the big one. I'm predicting Litecoin going up to $2,600 by this time next year. So get in now. You're looking at 1,000% gain right there. Make sure you guys have Litecoin as a part of your portfolio. Now, don't go all in on Litecoin, but make sure you have it as part of your portfolio. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Again, if you're just joining us, we are looking for the safe bets for next year that are going to give you hundreds, 1,000% gains. My next pick for next year, and this one's going to kind of probably blow your guys' minds. You guys know I love Ethereum. I have plenty of Ethereum in my portfolio. I'm always adding it. I hope you are too. It's truly the gateway drug for me that really changed my perspective on blockchain, made it extremely clear that smart contracts are going to completely change the world. It's going to change business from top to bottom. It's going to change governments and, of course, currencies. My pick is EOS. I understand that they don't have a real product to show. I understand that right now it's a little bit of a pipe dream. However, the Ethereum scalability challenges that are in front of them today are going to force them to sacrifice something. They may have to sacrifice things like security in order to pull off a scalability change. So EOS for me is super fascinating. If you're not sure what EOS is, essentially they're trying to create an operating system that runs on a blockchain, a decentralized operating system. You know, I look at things like Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is practically like zeros and ones. And you know, if you can imagine that and the way that a computer works, and then you have Ethereum come along, and it's like, you know, Ethereum's blowing people's minds because it's almost like an MS-DOS way back in the day, where if you know what you're doing, you can actually do some cool things, like CryptoKitties. Then you have this dream of EOS, which is like the windows into all of this crypto technology, all of this blockchain technology, the gateway drug to make it easily accessible to everyone. Now, I understand that that's a huge undertaking. I understand that the price is purely speculative right now. But let me tell you this right now, if you own Ethereum and you don't own EOS, you're playing this game wrong. You have to at least have a little bit and understand that the potential gains on EOS aren't in the hundreds, probably not the thousands. We're talking 10,000% of gains, if and only if they're able to deliver. Now, we have between now and June, July-ish, before we start really seeing proof of the work that they've been working on, rolling out, getting tested. But I tell you what, guys, if it even slightly works, you better hold on. The slightest bit of code working is going to blow people's minds. You know, by then Ethereum's going to be what, guys? What do you think Ethereum's going to be by summertime? You know, you're looking at a first quarter push. You're looking at a second quarter push. If it performs like it did last year, you're looking at Ethereum being, you know, in the thousands of dollars. Do you think EOS is just going to bump up to, you know, $20 because of that? No. There's too much more money in the market than a year ago. Have you guys done the math on how much more money is in the market? If you go and you do the calculations, you're going to look at EOS and the hype that potentially can hit, because they would deliver a working piece, just a piece of their product. Come summertime, that you're looking at massive increases. You know, you're going to see it jump straight to $100, straight to $250, straight to $1,000, because all the hard work and the grind has already been paid forward. The people that have been here since Ethereum was, you know, $7, and the people that went through the DAO hack, all that stuff. The people who have been here, you know, they're gonna have their minds blown, and it's only because we've already done all that hard work. So that's my pick right there. Make sure you add that to your portfolio, guys. It's gonna be a crazy year. Moving on to the next one. This one I'm in love with, and it's because I'm a huge fan of anything that you essentially can stake, especially if it's going to have massive returns for you. And this one is Neo. Again, I know everyone wants to call it the Ethereum of China, but let's get this straight, guys. We got to set that kind of stuff aside. This is getting too out of control. If you haven't pieced that puzzle together yet, we are decades away, decades from a true winner takes all economy within blockchain. It's just not going to happen, okay? There's too much development, too much opportunity. There's going to be too much disruption. There's going to be too much regulation. There's going to be too many wars. There's going to be too many fiscal policy changes. We're going to have too many presidents. You know, guys, we have a long ways to go. But Neo, in and of itself and by itself, remove the thought that it's connected to anything else, and you have a very, very awesome working smart contract blockchain. Now, you want to be getting in this on the dips when you can, guys. I hope it dips down lower so you guys can collect more. There's nothing more beautiful than just putting it in your wallet and essentially collecting that gas. And if you don't know what gas is the actual ether, just like Ethereum, that actually allows you to do the transactions. Whereas Neo is more for the governance of the system and your ability to vote. By owning Neo, you literally have a wallet that just collects gas, no cost to you. It just sits there. If the value of Neo goes up, that's cool. If the value of gas goes up, that's even better. And you're just collecting it. I love Neo for that. That alone actually reduces your risk because you're going to be gaining gas over the next year. So make sure you guys lock that up in a wallet. I also love it because it's already got integration with, your ledger, so you can get it on a hardware and you can still collect your gas, and that's really, really awesome. I'm going to talk about that more and more throughout the year. I'm really excited about the things that they're doing, the partnerships that they have, and really at the end of the day, the proof of progress and the clarity that they provide. It blows my mind. I remember when it was Ant shares not that long ago, and it was about $2 at the time, and I was just eating it up. And in order to eat it up, you basically were trying to, use Google Translate and understand what they were talking about. But still, the communication and clarity about what was happening and the simplification of it was so easy to absorb and understand what they're trying to accomplish. It was a no-brainer at the time. So you guys know that if you were on this channel, I was talking about Ant shares a lot back then. I hope you guys held. If so, you have a lot of gas and a lot of wealth right now, and I'm really happy for you. So make sure that Neo, it's in your portfolio for next year. I'm predicting that this one's going to go on a run. This one, again, all the hard work has been paved. There's no reason at all this isn't going to go into the hundreds, 200s, and I'm predicting 350 by next Christmas on this one, guys. All right. Now this one, you guys know I love, if you know the King of Do at all. And really, this is probably one of my favorites for next year because it's kind of a sleeping giant, but it's not NEM. This one is Stratis. Stratis has been quietly, especially over the last 2 months, you've seen the market cap go insane. If you guys go and you look at the Stratis platform and what it's been able to do, it will blow your mind as far as the actual progress that they're making. And they're doing it so consistently, they're doing it quietly, and adoption is happening on the Stratis platform. There is a very, very big problem going on right now. I'm not the biggest fan of Cliff Hyde because some of his data and the way he thinks is a little bit out there, but I know a lot of you guys know who Cliff Hyde is. And there's one thing that I agree with him and his data on, and that has a lot to do with next year, the outbreak in the rush for developers for smart contracts and blockchain technology is going to be exponential. There's already hints of it in that you can see more and more jobs posting up. You can track this stuff. You can go and Google this stuff. You can see people are trying to learn these languages. Now, what's happened is it was bad enough in the summer, guys. In the summertime, we saw, Ethereum make a massive run. And then all of a sudden, you had all these developers that are multimillionaires. So they all retired. And we didn't have enough developers. And so we slowed down because of that. Now we have this another run up. Now it's like it doesn't matter what you were working on in the blockchain industry, you're pretty much loaded. A lot of people retiring, not taking their projects as seriously, and none of them really want to do the grunt work now because they were the first ones in. We need developers, we need programmers, we need them bad. What you're already seeing pop up all over the internet, you guys are seeing ads and things like that for it, is you're going to see a lot of boot camps happening. You're going to see boot camps for things like go learn Solidity as fast as you can so you can program on the Ethereum blockchain. You're going to see boot camps for Neo. You're going to see boot camps for NEM, right? Well, Stratis this entire time has been building a platform where you don't have to essentially go learn a new language. A lot of programmers out there can work on Stratis, pick it up day one, and go. Now, there are a lot of blockchains that have that. I'm not going to disregard those. Those are great opportunities too. But I am bringing you my top ones for next year. Stratis is positioned to absorb the majority of those people, the bulk of those people. They got the working product. They're already on Microsoft Azure, so you can plug right in with whatever you're doing. So make sure you get that one locked and loaded. I'm predicting that Stratis, again, a lot of the hard work's been paved. I think we can hit 250. I don't think we'll settle there. I think we'll probably end the year around 150 to 200. But again, it's a safer pick. It's one that has a lot more to do with the potential of adoption over the next year, the increase in transactions that will happen as people are trying to learn this stuff. I tell you right now, when I talk to people out there today, when I talk to them that are programmers, I point them to Stratis. I'm like, if you're interested in writing a smart contract, go look at Stratis because you'll know what you're doing. You'll feel familiar. You'll feel comfortable. And it's an environment where you can be a little bit more safe and not screw something up like you can maybe trying to learn Solidity and having your contract hacked. So Stratis is a big one. Okay, and this is the big one, guys. This is the grand finale one right here for you guys. I want to welcome everyone that's here, by the way. We've got quite a crowd coming in. I'm trying to even see how many people. We got about 25 people here, which is pretty good considering most of America's working right now. And I haven't been online for a long time. So looking pretty good. I got some really good questions coming in. Go ahead and start lining up your guys' questions. We're going to move to that in just a moment. But here it is. Here's probably my biggest pick. The King of Do's #1 pick for next year. And it is ARK. I was looking at ARK back when it was like 20, 25 cents. And I was looking at the technology and the things that they were trying to accomplish. I wish I would have increased the amount that I had in my portfolio back then for sure. Obviously, everything hindsight, right? But the smart bridge technology is the dream. It is the ultimate achievement that we can achieve almost as a species right now. The ability to have a technology that can connect a Bitcoin to an Ethereum, and an Ethereum to a Neo, and a Neo to a Stratis. The one technology that can bring all the technologies together seamlessly and allow them to work together is too exciting to not place a bet down. We're talking game-changing stuff, guys. It's already gone on a tear, but you haven't seen nothing yet. This one could go for thousands more this next year. This one is probably the hardest one for me to even guess what it could be. It's so hard to guess because if they're able to do this, do you understand that Bitcoin will be able to do anything that Ethereum does? And that by itself is incredible. Think about Bitcoin being connected to something like Ripple, that super fast transactions, super fast, able to utilize the technology. You have to make sure ARK is in your portfolio. You need to be holding that one. You don't have to hold a lot to make a lot with this one, guys. They are driving proof of concept. They are delivering on what they said they're going to do. I remember when I first started watching, I used to show up to some of the streams they were doing on YouTube, the guys that were starting ARK and things like that. And they were kind of weird, quirky dudes and the way that they were thinking, but something deep down, I just knew. I said, dude, these guys, they know what they're doing, and these guys have a plan, and this is organic and exciting, and this is the way that real change happens. And now here we are, and that was like probably 8 months ago. Now here we are, and they're delivering, and it's going to the next level. You guys are going to see ARK next year go up by thousands of a percent. That's for sure. I don't even have a price target on ARK. I can't even begin to imagine what potentially could happen. I think that it could be $500, $800 by Christmas. So make sure that you have some ARK. It is definitely going to generate the type of hype that Ethereum did last year, without a doubt. So make sure ARK is in your portfolio. Make sure you guys are considering ARK. The smart bridge technology is just too good to be true. All right. So we're going to kind of jump on over. I want to thank everybody that came back. I really want to thank all my hardcore supporters. I know I've been gone for a while, and we'll be going over that in another video, and I'll answer more personal questions, but just wanted to see if you guys have any questions. Kind of coming over and trying to see what questions we've got here. MD711, my longest full-time supporter pretty much, he wants to know, are we getting rich this year? I'm going to make it clear what my definition of rich is. Rich means that essentially you've got enough passive income to live off that. Your passive income, the money that you are making that you don't work for, exceeds the amount of money that you need to survive. So let me basically, if many of you, if you wanted to get rich, you probably could if you set your mind to it. A lot of that has to do with changing your lifestyle. You probably need to convince your wife to not spend money on anything, and then and then you're going to be really, really close to maybe being rich this next year. I can tell you what, you want some passive income, you better start stocking up on some of these things like Neo. Stratis also is a proof of stake as well. You can stake that. Ethereum, you're going to be able to stake. We don't know how much. There's other coins I'm going to talk about here soon in the future. You guys make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be talking about things like OMG. They're going to bust out their own staking as well. The way that they're going to do it's going to be incredible. They're going to actually make it such a small requirement to stake. Their belief is mass adoption staking. That's it. Now the return's going to be lower because of that. I think your return's going to feel more like, a little bit more like your savings account at your bank, because they legitimately want almost everyone in the world to have the opportunity to stake and be rewarded for doing it. Offer the guy that only has $100 that incentive. I like that concept. That concept helps with mass adoption. And the things that OmziGo is trying to do, I'm a big fan of. But OmziGo, I'm looking at, we'll probably see 5x returns on that this next year at most. But I have a hard time believing that it can do more than that. My Bitcoin price prediction for 2018 coming from Mark Jackson. How you doing, man? Yeah, I'm gonna say this one's pretty easy. This one's pretty easy for me. 40 is conservative. 50 is likely, and my aggressive prediction is probably, oh man, I would probably say 80 to 90. I feel like we may, we're going to have trouble doing that 100,000 mark. I think that psychological barrier to that in the markets is too strong, especially when we're at that point, guys. Can you imagine that 5 times as many people are into this or know about it or are putting money into it? Whoa. That's insane. Everyone knows about Bitcoin now, guys. My daughter is asking for a Bitcoin for Christmas, and I'm like, okay. She might get a Litecoin if she's been really good. Anyhow, let's see. Looking for some other questions. I wanna answer any questions you guys have specifically about the topic today. The picks, predictions, tips, and advice for next year. I want to go ahead and give you guys a few tips as well, things that I've been learning, things that I've been applying. And the first thing I want you guys to start doing more of is looking at the fundamentals this next year. I want you guys to actually be paying attention more to actual, real, tangible, delivered proof of technology. Find a system that works for you. Whether it is a special Twitter feed you have where you're following every blockchain, paying attention to what's going on. I want you guys to consider maybe even looking for some paid services. I know that you guys love Do News, and you guys would come to Do News because you got that information every day. I want to challenge you to find another source that's different other than YouTubers. You need to have your own opinion on these things. You need to learn these things. You need to become dangerous, I like to say, enough to have a conversation, a good conversation about these technologies with people who work on these technologies. Make sure you guys are investing in that. That'd be one thing. The other thing in regards to the markets as well is it's kind of not a hidden secret, to be honest, but a lot of people don't do it. But make sure you guys are utilizing Google Trends. Make sure you guys are identifying that the relationship between Google Trends and market movements. It's very important you understand what sentiment is and how people's opinions about things are indicators for potential what can happen in the future. It's by no means a crystal ball, but it's very, very important, and it also is very much connected to the amount of volume, trading volume. Now that trading volume can actually be positive in that it goes green, but it can be negative as well. Yesterday you saw a ton of hype on Litecoin. If you actually go and you look at the data very closely, you could see it actually ramp up around lunchtime, and then after work time on the West Coast it peaked, and that is when everything started going down. Okay, people are panicking about Charlie Lee and all that stuff. That's just silly. That's nonsense. And honestly, it's a good thing. I am so excited. I am so excited that all these new people, for the first time, are understanding what this world is about. It's about hundreds and hundreds % of gains and then getting wrecked the next day. And if you're not prepared for that, it was really nice that you were here for this run, but I'll see you later because, you know, we're hodling, right, guys? This is the easiest hodl I've ever done in my life. I've added to my portfolio on these dips. This is a joke. This is so easy. Go do the math. Go look at the data. Go look at the market cap. You know, we lost 20% market cap overnight. 20%. You know, you go and you look at the numbers of market cap. We lost 2 weeks of progress in one evening. 2 weeks of progress as a market in one evening. And I'm just laughing because this is a joke. This is a complete joke. We have just started to get like a trickle, like a drop of institutional money. You can see the institutional money driving the market up, driving it down. You can actually go and look and pull up almost any coin over the last 2 weeks and see institutional money busting in. The amount of volume, if you did the math, that is moving into a coin in an instant, within, you know, an instant being like the same day, would blow your mind if you actually did the math. And you're just like, whoa. And guess what, guys? That was probably like one bank. You know, our perspective of money versus the amount of money that is being managed by these banks, it's not even in the same ballpark. They're not even related. But at the end of the day, the collective people we're way more powerful than the banks. We're going to see manipulation of the markets over and over. It will never stop. It's the way things have been since the beginning of time. Get used to it and understand that at the end of the day, you need to be charting long. You need to be looking for long-term holds. You guys need to just laugh it off when we lose 20% overnight. Guys, this market's not done. We probably will lose half of everything that we gained. But you know what? If you understand how these markets have worked over the last few years, or you go back, you study the charts, you guys will see that you're about to see a spring come forth. As we go down, this compression is happening on the markets. We are getting rid of all of the weak holders. If you sold in the last 24 hours, I'm calling you out. You're weak. End of story. You're weak. You are not a strong holder. And if you think that, oh, well, I was just going to sell and buy lower, no, that's not what holding is. You know, you're allowing your emotions to get in the way. You're trying to outplay the market, be smarter than the market. I can tell you right now, unless you are spending 5, 6, 7 hours a day learning how to do trading, fighting, kicking and screaming losing a lot of money, making a lot of money, ups and downs, unless you're grinding that out and that's what you want to do with your life, just don't do it, right? If that's not something you're passionate about. So, all right, guys, we're going to take maybe a few more questions here. Yeah, Cardano and Quantum as ETH competitors. That's a good question there, Biff. I mentioned it earlier in the video. I want to be very, very clear that competition doesn't really exist in this space right now. You know, I know that's hard to think about because we live in a world where, you know, businesses are fighting for market share. I don't really think that it's a market share kind of thing that they're trying to go after right now. Is there better technology coming than Ethereum? Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like this, you know, like Ethereum is the end all be all. In fact, guys, Ethereum is very, very likely to not be when it's all said and done. You know, you go back and you look at the internet in the 90s and it's like, what happened to AOL, right? It was the king. It was what everyone used. Not now, right? And that's okay. That's okay. It had its place. It had its time. It gave us the value that we needed at the time. A lot of money was made at the time as well for you investors. So Cardano, though, it's such a high risk speculative ad compared to EOS that that's why I didn't include it. You know, no real true working product. Lots of good mines there. Lots of good theory there. I think that the current price is definitely slightly high. Considering the speculative value of it. Now, the moment they produce tangible, real results, it deserves to be where it is and higher, right? So I guess my advice on that one is be looking for buy opportunities if you believe in it. I'm not against it. I'm not even going to sit here and say that I don't own it, okay? So that's just what I have to say on that. Sorry if the volume's low. Try to bring up the mic here. Apologize about that. Thank you for letting me know that. Okay. Let's see. Any other questions? I'm going to probably wrap it up here because we want to keep these things not too long. It's been about 30 minutes. And I'm not seeing too many questions about the topics at hand. Again, guys, we're going to be doing more of this. I've got some new things that we'll be doing this year, so make sure you subscribe. I've got I'm going to be having some different channels even as well. I've got some new different types of content that will be coming at you. You guys will still get some due news. It's going to be done in a different with a different strategy in place. I have a different strategy for this channel as well. I'm going to have a lot more how-to videos for you guys, for you new people. Without a doubt, those were the best videos last year statistically. All the data says that King Adu should be doing a lot more how-to videos, showing you guys how things work, how to get things done. But I also know that you guys really want to know the things that I'm digging up as I'm studying this stuff. And that's what I tried to bring to you today. Those top 5 picks, again, spent a lot of time picking those. Spent a lot of time studying. I'm really, really excited about next year. And here's what I'm going to leave you guys with. I am going to leave you with my Ethereum prediction before I walk out. And this one hopefully will get you guys excited. But the King of Dues, Ethereum prediction for next year. And this is another one. This one is for the people who stayed to the end of the video, okay? This one's on purpose, guys. But Ethereum, $12,000, no problem. Not even a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt in my mind, guys. So you guys make sure you have your share of Ethereum. I can almost guarantee you guys all do. Now, all of the coins you guys are talking about, I see you guys talking about, you guys want to know about Dragon Coin. I like Dragon Coin. I see Kick. Kick is on a list I have, a very special list. Yes, I like Kick. There's a lot of coins I like, guys. But again, this video focusing on just a few coins. Again, these are super high potential, but very, very low risk coins we chose today. And, you know, trying to help people You know, a lot of people that are going to be watching this video for the first time, this is their first time being in this type of market. Their minds are blown. They maybe bought their first Litecoin. They maybe bought their first Bitcoin. Maybe they bought their first Ethereum. Maybe they just bought 2 days ago and they got wrecked. And they don't even understand what's going on. They've never seen an investment in their life get cut in half overnight. So, trying to help you guys out, trying to give you guys some good information, some safe information for a lot of you newcomers. You guys that know me well, we're going to dig in deep on a lot of these altcoins, and we'll talk about them more. I'm going to get to work on those videos right away, actually. Start outlining exactly what we're going to cover and let you guys know what's going on. But going to do that, and again, be looking for a new channel announcement and things like that. Going to have a lot more how-to videos, so make sure you subscribe to this channel, and then soon you'll be able to subscribe to that channel as well. So if you guys are curious about, you know, whether it's trading or setting up wallets, how to mine, I know how to do all those things, and we're going to kind of dive into those, but we're going to dive into them in a different way than you probably would see it done on many other channels. So make sure you subscribe so that when that announcement comes, you can jump over to that channel and subscribe as well. And that's for all those newcomers. So I really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate everyone stopping by, and really enjoyed this stream. It's been a long time. I've been sick. If you can't tell by my voice, I'm a little bit sick. Maybe it's why I'm a little soft today, but I'm getting better. So anyhow, guys, I appreciate you guys so much. And as always, I am the King of Do, and may the Force be with you.